G'day race fans. Well, the season is about to kick off finally. We've had the shakedown, we've had 2 weeks of testing, we've got teams pointing fingers at one another, highlighting who was the quickest of the bunch, when in reality, I don't think anybody knows. Mick, we're almost there. Melbourne, end of next week. Mate, it's that time of year where we start making those predictions and assumptions and just, I guess, get excited for the beginning of the season.
Well, based off what we've seen so far, man, the old Bahrain must be running out of sand because some of those sandbags are pretty heavy.
Exactly right. Well, one thing we do know, and that is very clear, this season is going to be a developmental war. It's about bringing those upgrades in efficiently and making progress over the season. There are still a lot of loose ends, though, regarding the power unit, particularly on the compression side.
From what we know so far, let's call it the compression saga. Basically, I think the FIA submitted a vote. We're expecting a response by Melbourne. Is essentially, as of August 1, the compression ratio limit will be tested not only at ambient conditions, but also at a representative operating temperature of 130 degrees.
Very well explained. If Mercedes are doing what is being set out there, and I think Red Bull as well, if there is some testing further down the line, we may see teams like Red Bull, Mercedes, perhaps get out of the starting blocks fast, and then maybe advantage that they do have maybe gets pulled back after that point. But today, let's go over the teams first, and then how about we make some bold predictions regarding where we think the drivers are going to place in the standings, and maybe a few other bold, most likely wrong predictions.
You got the last bit right, most likely wrong. But, yeah, all right.
Crystal ball stuff. Anyway, team-wise, let's break it down into 3 segments. Because when we looked at last year, we had a wooden spooner, we had the midfield, and then we have the top 4. Clearly, it looks like the big 4 are going to be at the same pointy end, the end of the season. Let's just go with Max Payne, and that is the wooden spooners. Who do you think are the 2 teams that are going to be near the back? I think we're going to be on the same page with this one. Who have you got?
Oh, man, I tell you what, the battle for the wooden spoon might be a bit tighter than it was last year. It's either going to be Cadillac or Aston Martin. Take your pick. It could be Aston Martin here, eh?
Big call.
I have a feeling. I think Cadillac will start to find their feet. They've got a good engine in the back, so they've got data they can share between Haas, Ferrari, and themselves. It's going to be a massive learning year, right? So there's going to be a lot of processes and getting those processes into place throughout the year, but it's how they develop throughout, like you said, a developmental war, how they're going to develop throughout the year. I think they need to find consistency. If they can find it early, I think you get competitiveness on the back of that consistency. And when you look at Aston Martin, man, I think they're a long way off being consistent.
Well, the only good thing about Aston Martin at this point was when you look at the testing, they were pretty much one of the only teams that came out of testing where you knew exactly where they were, which was absolutely down the back somewhere. Look, I think Cadillac will bring up the rear. I think Aston Martin will pull through, but it's going to be very interesting regarding both sets of drivers because it's a completely different ballgame. Bottas and Perez know that when they went into Cadillac, it was about the developmental process, whereas I'm pretty sure Lance Stroll and Fernando Alonso, it was the expectation was, fighting up the front. And the motivation of your drivers, if they're not motivated, the results aren't there, the motivation of the team, that's where I think Aston Martin is going to have some big problems if they can't get on top of their issues quickly. But I'd love to know, the scapegoating that's going to come out of that if they can't fix it. Honda's issue, Newi's issue, Aston Martin's issue.
I don't think they can really point the finger at one thing, right? Because you've got the PU issue, then you've got the in-house gearbox that isn't meshing with the power unit. They've only got one power unit to gather data from. It's not like they've got another team that they can share data and gather data more quickly. They're the only car with that power unit. If they haven't got that power unit sorted by Melbourne and it takes them 3, 4, 5, 6 races, they still haven't even dialed that chassis in. They don't even know if that chassis is good enough. with that power unit in the back. So I just feel like that. If you're a Fernando Alonso fan, man, that first half of the season, I hope you got some patience because I don't think it's going to be very good at all.
Yeah, chances of another GP2 engine comment over the radio are extremely high.
Yeah.
Let's move into the midfield because the midfield battle for me is going to be very, very intriguing. Last year, Williams was the best of the rest. They secured P5 in the championship. We picked them being the dark horse this year, late last season. And when you look at what's happened through testing, it doesn't look great. I'm just going to go straight off the top and give me who you think, which constructor finishes P5, the best of the rest.
I'm going to say Haas, man. They got a Ferrari engine in the back, which is clearly reliable. Ayuka Komatsu, man, has done a mega job since he came in 2024. I think they've shown, especially at the back end of that last year, the way they've gone about the development process and bringing the developments in. We saw how strong that car was at the end of last year, and I think that'll continue. I think they've gathered that information, I guess you could say. I think they're going to be really, really strong, man. I think they're going to pinch a podium, eh?
Oh, big call. You know who I've got? Alpine.
Yeah. Well, that's who I think they're going to be fighting with.
Yeah, you think it's going to be that Haas Alpine battle for P5? To be honest, I would not put it past that. With Alpine, they've got a hungry driver with Gasly. Obviously, Colapinto has a lot to prove this year. They have no excuses. We know what they did last year.
Yep.
They basically wrote last year off, went into full development mode for 2026. Mercedes power unit in the back. They have to get it right. Now, who do you think is, if you're looking at that, 5th and 6th, that's what I'm thinking as well, because I think Haas will probably be 6th. Who have you got for P7 and the constructors?
Tough one. I'm going to say Racing Bulls, probably. They're similar to Red Bull. I think they're hiding a fair bit of performance. My only concern is it's a massive year for Liam, man. Different type of pressure. He's expected to lead that team. He's expected to bring the results. He's the one that's going to lead the development for the season. So that's a lot of pressure. I think really that's my only concern is can they develop that car to stay with those guys in 5th and 6th?
Yeah, well, we know one thing. Lindblad will win Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
100%. Should have a good season. But you're right, Liam has to outperform Lindblad and he needs to get it done early. With Red Bull, there's obviously, is it Solov in F2? And if he has a good season, then that puts pressure on those juniors there at the RBV Carb team. But naturally, there will be more patience over there without Helmut Marko floating around. The categories with me as well. And I agree with you. I think that's where they will end up. And perhaps with what you said, maybe hiding a bit of performance because we seem to think that that Red Bull Ford powertrain tie-up is hiding something over the testing. So 2 more teams to get through in that mid-pack. Who do you think takes P8?
No, I'm just going to go with Williams, I think. Yes, I've got a disappointing start to the season considering they sacrificed last season for this season. They had heaps of wind tunnel time to show up late, delaying parts. Like, I don't understand it. The only good thing I can see with them is that they got the Mercedes engine in the back.
Yeah, they have been the disappointment, really, from that midfield team from last year. Like I said before, securing P5. Mercedes engine could be a massive plus, but obviously the rumours over there is that car is too heavy. Now, I think it is, they're suggesting 20 to 30 kilos too heavy?
Yeah.
It sounds pretty chunky.
I don't think it's that much, but it is heavier compared to its competitors.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what do they say? 10 kilos is worth a couple of tenths? 2 to 3 tenths?
At least.
It's a shame because when you looked at what they did last year, we thought they were going to carry that momentum on quite strongly this year. Well, I'm going to go against you on this one. I think Audi's going to slot in there. So we know where we stand with the last of the midfield. You have Audi and I clearly have Williams. Okay, top 4. Now, this is where things get really tricky because, as we mentioned, testing who was really showing their hand. Ferrari fans, clearly optimistic. Got a reliable car. It looks fast over 1 lap pace. It's an absolute rocket ship off the start line by the looks of things. Go, tell me who you think is Fourth.
It's a tough one, man. I don't really know, eh?
I don't think anyone knows. Some of the latest data that I did see regarding on day 3 of the Bahrain testing last week was that Piastri's race pace was actually the quickest.
And don't forget, too, McLaren haven't even run a new spec engine either.
And that's the other thing.
So they're going to get a performance upgrade in Melbourne. I think McLaren are hiding, man. I think they're hiding in plain sight. Everyone else is looking at everybody else, and I reckon they're going to... I reckon they might pull a few pants down. I'm going to say Red Bull.
Okay.
Just because I'm unsure of where they're at. I think they're hiding a lot more than they are. They came out of the blocks smoking on that first day of testing. Everyone started looking at Red Bull, going Red Bull, Red Bull, Red Bull. And they just turned it down. And that was it. And then we didn't see anything. Maybe for the first half of the season, I think Max is going to carry that team again. Unfortunately, my only concern was Isaac, man. He missed a whole bunch of running. I think compared to his teammate, Verstappen did 540-odd laps. Hadjar only did 327. That's the third least of any driver. And in that cursed second seat, you need as much time as you can get. I think he's going to do a fantastic job. My only concern is later on down the season, if Max is just blowing the doors off him, then that car, the job's going to get harder and harder for him because that car is going to lean towards Max's driving style.
Well, I think he will break the second seat curse at Red Bull.
So do I, eventually.
Yeah, I think he'd be definitely pretty solid. Yeah, for fourth, I'm going to go with Ferrari. I think they've turned the wick up. Honestly, it's a coin toss.
Yeah.
It just feels like a coin toss with these 4 teams. I'm just going to go with Ferrari, but just because I just want to be different. A contrarian view.
Fair enough.
Clearly, they're good off the start line. I just think other teams will catch up on that. I just have a feeling that they overshowed their hand a little bit. But in saying that, I wouldn't be surprised, if they came first. Put it that way. What do you got for third?
Third, again, coin toss, man, McLaren or Ferrari. But I'm going to say McLaren. Like I said, everyone's sleeping on McLaren, I feel like. And they've got that proven track record. They know how to develop a car throughout a season. They've been the Constructors champion the last 2 years in a row. So they know what they're doing when it comes to a development program. They got 2 stout drivers, one with a point to prove and one with, could he be bothered proving anything else? He's already done it. Like I said, they're going to get the upgraded spec engine from Mercedes, so that's going to give them more performance. They've just got a solid platform to build off throughout the year. But I'm just going to have them in third for now.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Red Bull. Red Bull for third for me. But I just have a feeling the Mercedes engines, that's where it's at. Clearly, 2 Mercedes engines are left for me coming in first and second. Who have you got for first?
I'm going to say Mercedes.
Yeah.
I think they did no real performance running on that last week of testing. Got a really strong package, and there's definitely a whole lot more in the bag for them. And I think if Russell has anywhere near the type of year he had last year, he's going to win more races than he's going to come second.
I'm going for Mercedes first as well. So I've got Mercedes, McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari. You're going with Mercedes,
Ferrari, McLaren,
and then Red Bull.
These top 4 men are way closer than what they're letting on. And what we've seen in testing, those margins are going to be way smaller.
And I mean, look, it's a 24-race season. There's so much development pathway that's going to come through. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to come back to these predictions in Abu Dhabi because it's going to be tight. At least we think it's going to be tight. I mean, there may be one team that just blows the doors off everyone and then they just take the runner throughout the season. But I don't know.
Well, that's the thing, right? When you talk about that compression ratio thing, August 1st is when the rule will come into effect. It's like the flexi wing, right?
Yeah.
So if you've got that bigger advantage, by the time that rule comes around, it's going to be too late because you're probably going to be massively in front in the championship anyway. So,
but you'd think also it's plenty of time. It's around, 12 race weekends, give or take. As a team, if you know you are outside of those parameters based on that testing, again, I'm making an assumption. I'm sure it's a whole lot more technical than, than what is made out. But you've got a long window or a big window to then roll back and figure out how to get back in within those parameters without losing so much performance.
Well,
because potentially that's what happened with the flexi wing, right?
Yeah, but I think it's going to be a lot easier to strengthen a wing than it is to, because realistically, if you look at the way the compression ratio works and the rumors, how they can heat up the cylinder and expand it, and that's what gives you the bigger ratio.
Very
so that's
technical.
That's not just
a slap-on part.
Yeah, like that's like a whole, like you're going to have to redesign the wheel because instead of using those materials that you use in your engine block, now you're going to have to change it and go to something else. Plus, then you throw in those biofuels, like it's
I mean, look, there's even...
To be honest, I don't even reckon they're going to do anything about it. I reckon they're just going to leave it, and then they'll just go next year. It was
sort of one reason why I think Mercedes are probably hiding a whole lot, because they didn't want to end testing with such a massive advantage where everyone then just starts pointing the fingers at the engine and like Mercedes power units. We need to do the testing beforehand. We need to get this done before Melbourne. Because if it is a big advantage, you can hide it because you want to buy yourself time. If something like, what's happening now with this proposal for August 1st to come through. So, look, Toto Wolff, he's a smart cookie over there. He knows how to play the game.
The problem is that it doesn't just affect one team.
No, well, that's it.
Then you hurt McLaren, then you hurt Williams, then you hurt whoever else is Alpine, that's it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much speculation rolling around with it because there's even more speculation around proposals regarding... like the electronic unit, how much power can be used. They may thinking of changing that.
From what we've seen so far, the way it is, the amount of harvesting that needs to be done, they're not going to be able to overtake. Overtaking is going to be just as hard as it was last season. So I think that's why they want to reduce the amount of kilowatts, the amount of electrical power from 350 to something like 250. So it reduces the amount of lift and coast.
Now, would that fall into Honda's box?
No, because I think they're struggling just to recharge it all.
Okay.
I don't think it's the amount.
Because I did read somewhere again, you read all these different headlines that were saying that, they aren't able to charge it up past 250.
Yeah. Well,
whether that's true or not, I don't know.
Possibly. Well, if that's the case, then that definitely makes it easier for them. But I think that sort of decision is going to come after the first 2 or 3 races. I think they're going to watch these first 3.
Yeah.
Then they're going to sit down and have a meeting and then go, right, what do we need to fix? Let's fix it.
This is why this year is really difficult to split the top 4, because we may see a team with such a massive advantage come out of the blocks, but then that could just get completely turned upside down with any one of these proposals.
Yeah, and there's so many different philosophies, man. Each car is completely different, so you don't know. Yes, Mercedes seem to have the best power unit, but who's not to say that McLaren have the best aerodynamic design? Or Red Bull. Speaking of Red Bull, another reason why I picked them for 4th, because I want to know how they just lost their chief designer.
Yes.
When we start to get into the deepness, the thick of the development race, like, because obviously most teams are going to go in, they built the car and they're going to go, right, this is our base development program.
Yeah, like a roadmap.
But then they're obviously going to have to change to what the car needs. Like, that base might change a little bit because they might feel like they need a little bit more here or a little bit here, depending on what races are left throughout the season. But I wonder if that's going to have a massive effect on the development side of that car.
Possibly.
Throughout the season.
I mean, it hasn't really come out why he's left either.
No.
So we don't really know why. But I think that's a good point. It makes for a very interesting season. It kind of does remind me, okay, this is a little different. 2009, Braun came out of the blocks, with the double diffuser. And we're just basically blowing everyone out of the water. And then the other teams caught on to what they're doing, then implemented their own. And then it was like Braun lost that massive advantage. And that's when I think Red Bull then came to the fore. although Braun had got out of the block so aggressively at the start that they were able to take the Drivers' Championship and the Constructors. So it wouldn't surprise me if we see something similar where someone's out of the blocks, they're looking good, and we're all talking about, yep, they've got it wrapped up, and then we just get a bit of a switch. All right, before we get into... Actually, no, let's just go straight into driver predictions, where they're going to finish in the table, crystal ball stuff. I know some people will probably get a bit frothy at home that we haven't got their favourite drivers in the spot where they think. Throw it in the comments, mate. Roast us. Tell us where we get it wrong. Then we can come back after Abu Dhabi and with all the tickets. Now, we'll go in stages so we can just rip through it. Let's go from 16 to 22, or let's flip it. Wooden Spooner first. We'll go bang, 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 bang. Let's see. Who have you got for Wooden Spoon?
Lance Stroll.
Ooh, okay. I got Sergio Perez. 21st?
Sergio Perez.
All right. I got Valtteri Bottas. P20.
Valtteri Bottas.
There's a theme here. P20, I've got Lance Stroll. P19.
Fernando Alonso.
Sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's sad. P19 for me is Fernando Alonso as well. Now, P18.
Arvid Lindblad.
Mate, I've got Lindblad there as well. Rookie of the Year. P17.
Franco Colapinto.
Mate, I've got Colapinto as well.
Great minds think alike.
Big year for Franco, though. Big year. P16.
Gabriel Bortoleto.
Oh, don't do it, man. I got Gabby Bortoleto as well. I think you have a good solid year this year, though.
Yeah.
I think you'll be far more consistent. I don't think there's any surprises there as far as, I mean, we're almost exactly the same. The only name that stands out for me there is, and I hope it's not the case, but it's poor old Fernando Alonso.
Unfortunately, I think it might be.
Potential last year.
Thing is, he hasn't got time. Aston Martin don't have time to wait to give him a car. Is he going to stick around?
Mate, he could go mid-season if this is horrid. That's my feeling. My feeling is he'll just...
Very well could happen. It's just... if he gets towards the end of the season, makes it past the halfway part of the season and gets towards the end and just nothing's changing, will he have the motivation to stick around? And it's not like he's going to break a contract because his contract's up anyway, so I think that would make the decision even easier for him to walk away if he wanted to.
Yeah, agree. Okay, let's go 11th place to 15. We'll leave our top 10 a little bit later. Yep. So let's keep going back to front. Who have you got in P15?
Nico Hülkenberg.
I got Alex Albon. I think that Williams is going to struggle a bit. P14?
Esteban Ocon, which is tough for me because I think that Haas is going to be better than the Williams.
Yeah, and this is a big year for Ocon because he really cannot be massively outperformed by Ollie Behrman. He's in his 10th year, I think, 10th full-time season. He was brought into that team to charge, to lead it. Well, you mentioned it to me the other day that Ayo Komatsu had some words to say about that.
Yep, gave him a public kick up the arse. So he's running out of time. He's running out of time and he's running out of teams. Simple as that. I don't see him possibly going to another team. I think his reputation's on the line this season. If he gets spanked by Ollie, okay, yes, you've won a race and you're a podium winner, so you shouldn't be getting beaten by Ollie. Doesn't matter what car you're in.
Yeah, completely agree. Well, I got P4 Hulkenberg with the Audi. Who have you got for P13?
I've got young Liam Lawson.
Oh, I got him a little higher than that. P13, Carlos Sainz. I just think Williams are going to have a bit of a dreadful season. But unfortunately, P12?
Alex Albon.
Albon, okay. P12, we've got Esteban Ocon, outperformed by Ollie Behrman by both of us, I think, what our predictions are. And P11?
I've got young Ollie Behrman.
Oh, Ollie Behrman doesn't quite crack the top 10 for you. P11 for me is Liam Lawson. Pretty similar. Look, I could roll with any one of those, mate. Yep. Mine or yours. All right, We can do it like this. Let's go P10 down to P6. P10.
I've got Isaac Hadjar.
I've got a question for you. Can he win a race this season? Big bold prediction. First race win of his career. Nailed a P3 last year. He's been on the podium. Do you think that Red Bull car is good enough, though? Because you don't seem to have too much faith in it.
Yeah, I could see him jagging one.
Yeah?
I could see him jagging one. It won't be early on in the season, I don't think. Oh, well, you know what? I think we are going to see some pretty mixed up grids in this first half of the season. So, yeah, I'm going to say, yeah, he'll get his first
calling
race
it.
win.
He's calling it.
He'll be the newest race winner. Oh, no.
Oi, there's another name there.
There's another name there that I think will win a race before Isaac does. Yes.
All right. Well, I got P10. I've got Gasly. He's going to crack the top 10. I think that Alpine is going to be pretty competitive. Yeah, mate, bold prediction from me is Gasly snags a podium this year. Yeah. All right, P9.
I've got Carlos.
Interesting. So you got him outperforming Alex as well, just like myself. I got P9. Ollie Behrman cracks the top 10. Outperforms Ocon, as mentioned. P8.
I've got Pierre Gasly. I'm with you, man. I think he's going to have a ripper of a season, eh?
Think he's going to crack a podium?
Oh, bro, easy. If that car's as half good as what they think it is and what everyone else is saying it is,
yeah,
he's mate, he nearly my driver of the year last year, and considering that car was an absolute bag of shit, I think he's in for a stormer.
All right, I got Isaac Hadjar, P8. Yeah. And I'm on the fence. I think he'll come close to winning a race. It's just so hard to know if that Red Bull is going to be competitive enough. Let's see. P7.
I've got Kimi Antonelli.
He's your other guy winning a race, isn't he?
Well, he's the newest race winner on the grid for me. I think he'll get it before someone like Isaac or Ollie.
P7, I've got, you probably won't be so happy with me, Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, that's fine.
I just, so close, so hard at the top. P6.
Yeah. I've got Lando Norris. I don't think he's going to back up.
Norris fans. Norris fans.
I hope I'm wrong because I like him. Like, I have nothing against him. I just, it's so hard because, like I said, I think everyone's sleeping on McLaren and I think they're going to be really good, but I don't know. Because I don't know, I'm putting Norris in 6th.
Oh, big call with Norris. P6, I've got Kimi Antonelli. Snags his first race win. It's going to be a pretty good season. Yeah, again, I can't disagree with both. Norris, but then again, it's so tough, mate.
It's a tough one. But then it's just kind of like I look at who's around him. I don't think his teammate's going to give it to him quite as easy as he did last year. I mean, he made life tough for Norris, but I think he's going to make it even harder. I think he's got something. He's got a point to prove. Norris has already made his point, and if it doesn't work for him, it doesn't work for him. Like, to be honest, if Lando Norris came out tomorrow and it was like bombshell breaking news, Lando Norris retires from Formula One, I'd be like, like it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
So
to be honest, if Max did the same, wouldn't surprise me either. I just think both those guys, look, they're super competitive, but I just don't think they're there for records.
Yeah.
That's going to be an awesome battle because do we get Papaya Rules version 2.0? That will be awesome to see how that all pans out. Well, to be fair, if we go with final 5, and the thing is, you can look at these as a list.
Yeah.
And go, you got my driver at, P6. But that driver at P6 could only be a handful of points away from P1.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, P5, top 5. Where are we going?
So P5, I've got Lewis Hamilton. I think he's in for a stonker of a year.
He's going to win a race?
Yeah. I think he'll win a race. I think that car cautiously optimistic, but I think that car's really good. I still think there's more in it. Yes, they did show their hand early. I think that Ferrari's looking good.
Do you think the rotisserie wing makes an appearance?
Well, it is legal, and I think I did read somewhere today that Fred Vasseur said he doesn't know when he's going to use it. Might use it in Melbourne, might use it in the next race. He's not sure. So I would say at some point,
It's coming back at some point, maybe.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Very interesting. All right, P5, I've got Norris. And it's quite funny. I was making a big deal with, you putting Norris at 6 and I've got him at P5. And again, much alike, really. Norris, interesting one for me. Is he hungry enough? I don't know. I think the pressure's off him, but does he have the hunger? Let's find out. He could go back to back and it would not surprise me. All right, P4.
Max.
Oh, Max outside the top 3. When was the last time he was outside the top 3? You'd have to go back.
Been a while.
Yeah, that is quite some time ago. All right, I've got P4. I got Charles Leclerc. Mate, I just don't know with that Ferrari. I don't want to have hope. I could be quite happy to see Hamilton or Leclerc take out the World Drivers' Championship, Ferrari take out the Constructors' Championship. Be a great storyline. I just don't want to be high on hopium at the moment after what we saw in testing, because there's been so many times where we've seen Ferrari skate out of the blocks, man. First few races of a season. Didn't happen last year, of course, but where it's like, it's definitely going to happen, and then it just all falls away. So, Ferrari fans, let me know in the comments if you think it is your year. All right, top 3. Let's go. Number 3 for you.
I'm going to go Oscar.
Yeah, great minds think alike. I've got him at number 3 as well. Would love to see him at number 1, but I just don't know. Just don't think it's going to happen. P2.
Charles Leclerc.
I got Max Verstappen. I think he does he just has another immense season. Drags that thing around and just keeps himself in the hunt of the championship. Well, it's pretty straightforward who is number 1 then. And I think the majority of what I see on social media and the public seems to think this is the way. And quite often, the herd mentality is wrong. So you've got George Russell, no doubt.
Yep.
I have Mr. Russell, great driver. He was your driver of the season last year, just pipping Max Verstappen. He won 2 races last year. This is it, huh? 2026.
Yep. I just think, like I said, if he has the same sort of year he had last year, he's going to win more races more often than not this year with that car.
It's going to be cool how Mercedes kicks off the year, whether they do have that massive advantage. I want to see how they use Antonelli. I mean, Antonelli could be the thorn in the side of Russell for a while as well. I mean, I've got him down at P6. You've got him down a lot lower as well. But look, Kimi could come out firing.
Kimi's going to keep him honest, man.
Yeah, second season.
If that car's half decent, like we're not going to see what we saw last year from Kimi, where he went into the European rounds and just capitulated. We're not going to see that this year. I think he's better for the run last year, and I think he is going to keep George really honest this year.
So looking at those guys there, I think we get quite a few race winners this year. I think there's more of a spread than what we saw last year between the 3, which was Max, Oscar, and Lando. I think Lando and Oscar had 7 wins each. Max, I think, had 8. Does that math right with how many rounds we have?
Max had 8.
Yep. So 8 plus 14.
Yep.
Was it 22 rounds last year?
No, then Russell won 2.
Oh, Russell won 2. That's where it is.
Yep.
That's where. So 4 race winners last year. I think we potentially get more sort of surprises where things, particularly in that first half of the season, where things are a bit all over the place. Well, we've got 24 races to see how this all pans out. Zandvoort finishes up this year. So bye-bye to Zandvoort. New track is going to be in Madrid still. Bit of Amin and Arin, whether that's going to get finished in time. The Madring. Unfortunate if Fernando Alonso is in a back marker car. 2 home races, and he just may be just a passenger.
Yeah, it's looking that way.
Definitely. Any other big predictions you've got for the season?
Nah, man, I think you pretty much summed it up.
So no final thoughts, big predictions, big crystal ball stuff.
Nah, man, final thoughts is turning our attention to Melbourne now. The time for talk is almost over. So let's
see where they're really at.
Yeah, get stuck into the season proper. And come the end of Sunday, we will see what everyone's truly got. So until then, we will catch you in the next one. Catch up.
Catch up.